Checked in with setup. They gave us 2 movements to get the day going. First of which is this full 40-foot container that was in our terminal, bringing it down here to the plastic distributor. Put it back into the receiving area here and get a little pallet jack workout, help them offload. Four-wheelers out of the way. Some little car right up behind me. Habits you can have as a driver is tailgating. That's what he did. He was right behind me, and then when I stopped with the back end, he was right up on my backside. Bringing the empty 40-foot container back here to the shipping terminal at San Island. Stripping it off at ship pile 4, stack 6. Second movement of the day. And then after that we got another spot. A load of air conditioning products headed up to the air conditioning distributor. Busy in front of us here. A lot going on. Let's see, it's over at Bravo 12 stop 2, so we'll head down in that direction. Park our empty chassis. After 8, so I'm thinking my airbag adjustments I made have made the ride a little less violent. also makes the ride much more stiff and violent. So you bring the airbags down, your ride is better, but now you gotta lower the landing gear. I like it when there's nobody here. We can just back right in and then open the doors. This is our third container movement of the day, a full 45-foot container full of air conditioning product. This area is also the home of a large food distributor, and UPS ground is located here, so it's always just a little busy. Not today. Today we got still pretty tight though. It's the shadows. Oh. Just got to open the doors and then back up to the dock. So we bobtailed back to our terminal, heated up our lunch, picked up our fourth container movement of the day, a full 40-foot container with auto parts, and we're going to back it into this little alleyway here. Right over here by the telephone company. Kind of a clinchy spot, but luckily I've done it probably at least 100 times. Just gotta get the cars today we bobtailed over here to the shipping terminal to hook up to this full 45-foot container. Go ahead and get it re-tripped. This is some Maui relief. I don't know exactly what it is. I know the paperwork says Maui Relief on it. And I know it's coming from one of the big boxes that we work with. And then it's going to be stored in our warehouse and then shuttled to Maui as it's needed, I guess. That's their CEO, that's their warehouse. Always adds this wire. Not sure why. Of my hand. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah, the truck rides good with the load on it. It's still pretty stiff though when you're bobtailing it. That's kind of the way it should be. I think I like where I have it. I just lowered the airbags about 3/4 of an inch maybe from where it was. So yeah, we'll take this back to our terminal, try to get it on the dock so that they can get it warehoused and figure out what's going to be shipped over to Maui. So after we dropped our container at the terminal with the Maui Relief, it was a truckload of water. We hooked up to a full 45-foot container with military equipment to cut up to the So we dropped that empty from that new tire company at the shipping terminal, ran next door to the other shipping terminal. Picked up this full 40-foot container and brought it up here to the telephone company and put it on dock number 1. And earlier this morning, one of my co-workers brought a full here. Now it's empty, so we'll drop this full, pick up the empty, take it back to the shipping terminal St. Allen, about 3.5 miles away. This will be our 9th movement of the day. And the shipping terminal is going to be closed in an hour, so this might possibly be the last run. Good old drop and hook. So we brought the empty 40 from the telephone company back here to the shipping terminal. We're supposed to strip it off at strip pile 3, stack 26, but I just went through the pen box where they unlock their pens, and they say go ahead and park it because they want to use the container. So there's an empty stall here, Alpha 22, stall 30. Just put it in there. Shut it down. Air conditioning. Unplug the fan. Turn off the lights. Turn off the engine. Nice. Tuesday flew by as usual. At no time did the day drag, except for a couple times stuck in traffic, I guess, in that case. Just gotta finish up the paperwork. See what we did here. We came in at 6. Drove 102 miles. We moved 9 containers, and we'll be out of here by say 4 o'clock. Got a couple things to do. So I went home all ready to chop up some vegetables and marinate some tofu and make my roasted vegetables. And my wife calls me from next door. She goes, "In case you didn't know, I'm next door. They have food for us." I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. Well, I was dedicated to Home Depot for 3 years. I was their driver. I brought in all the containers right next door here. Home Depot for like 3 years. 7 loads in every day, 7 loads out. I worked 4 days because I worked a 12-hour day, so I had Wednesdays off back then also. But back then I worked 4 days here, and then I worked 3 days over with Duck Tours, a tour business that was located right next door to our old terminal. So I was working 7 days a week. But anyway, I worked there for 3 years, and had lots of friends that we used to do side hustles with and stuff like that. And now this was 16, 17 years ago. About 4 years ago, a single woman that moved in across from us next door, sort of. And her boyfriend, I recognized from Home Depot. And come to find out, she worked at Home Depot the same time I was working there. It's just that we were in receiving and she was in the store and he was in the store. So we became friends, and now it's like one of my wife's best friends. So they go over there all the time. So 4 years ago, just after they moved in, the boyfriend, mom, and Kaneohe, house burnt down. They lost everything. And so the community came together and helped them out. They rebuilt the house. He lost all his tools and all his clothes that he kept by his mom. And again, the community there was such an outpouring that they had everything they wanted within a few months. The house was rebuilt. And he says all the clothes he got he said it was all good clothes. But I like to work on the weekends, and I felt shame to wear these good clothes doing, what I do with my side hustle on the weekend. And so my wife was telling me that. I says, well, he can have my old work clothes. There's like 2 boxes of them in the garage. It's all my old uniforms and stuff. So I brought that over, and he says, of all the things I've received, these old clothes are the thing I wanted the most, because I felt, I didn't want to ruin people's new clothes that they brought to me. And so we hooked up the mom, helped him out. So now the mom feels she has to pay the world back. She cooks for the whole neighborhood, everyone, all the time. And so it's almost every week I get a call from my wife. She's over next door. Don't cook anything. Mom made food. So last night we had Portuguese bean soup, chicken long rice, and sticky white rice. And there was so much of it that probably what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. So this is a short story made very long to tell you what I'm having for dinner tonight. Food that was made by Mom, whose house burnt down, paying us back. At least in her head. There's no need to pay her back, but she has to feel, she's in her 80s or late 70s. She feels she has to give back. So it would be rude, I think, not to let her feel that way. Let her feel she can repay us, even though I don't want her to. So that's what's for dinner. Portuguese bean soup, chicken long rice, sticky white rice, and I made a salad because for whatever reason she doesn't cook vegetables. But that's what's going on in our neighborhood, along with the regular cat drama. But it was a good day. We're off tomorrow. We got the truck parked over here from the mechanic shop. That's the wash bay. That's the mechanic shop. Hopefully they put in the new Teflon pad so I don't have to listen to and feel the banging of the leaf springs. See this little Teflon pad here? It protects the leaf spring from banging real hard. That's the only one that's in good shape. This one's missing altogether. So they all need to be replaced. This one's missing also. Yeah. That one's it's starting to go. So hopefully we get those swapped out while I'm off tomorrow. If not, I'm going to bring the truck in first thing Thursday morning and have him do it. But that's about it for today. Thanks for watching.